thank you so much for sharing your journey and how engineering has kind of contributed to where you are. It sounds like maybe even though you've had an interesting relationship to engineering, it still is a big part of what you do now today. Could you just close by giving any advice that you'd have for a young person that is considering pursuing engineering? Would you still recommend they pursue it, or what do you think?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you need money to get yourself off the ground, and a job can be a great way of doing it, especially if you've already kind of, I mean, people, I guarantee people listening here have already probably sunk 5, 10, 15 years into that path. And so maybe don't see it as a long-term play, but more of an intermediate checkpoint, right? Like as soon as you can save 20, 30 grand, go buy a rental property with 20, 30% down payment. If you're already $250,000 making a year, maybe jump up to that second floor of the wealth elevator, which is syndications and private placements as a passive investor. But like I remember, like, what is the business? Like, what is your focus? Your focus is on yourself, not your company, not your career. I mean, the career is just a path, a means to get there. That said, at one time in my younger days of building the Wealth Elevator podcast, I kind of foo-fooed on my engineering world, and as I kind of saw me look at it, like a lot of the skills that I've learned today, dealing with people, leadership, and then the analytical skills I use today, um, it was kind of learned through the job, my first job, and how do you get the job, but you have to go through this rigor of college education to get it. Unfortunately, that's the way society works. Learn the rules of the game, I think, is what we hear a lot about. And that, but what I'm telling everybody is the rules of the game is to get money to invest in investments to get yourself financially free. And those investments are not the traditional Wall Street garbage, the 401ks, mutual funds, stocks, and stuff like that. Um, Sometimes it does well, but the tax on the taxes side, that's where real estate kind of trumps it. Um, but yeah, I mean, if like my kids, yeah, go to college, guys, and work a job. Also, because when you get to financial freedom, when you finally, your passive investments income surpasses your ordinary income needs or what you made at your day job, it is so much sweeter when you do it yourself and you get
Yeah.
there. Unfortunately, my kids will just be trust fund kids, so whatever. But I mean, but that's also why, like, this is a big thing we do within our community is I think a lot of people listening are probably, because y'all are working, are probably just like myself, first generation potential millionaires. The second generation would be my kids. Um, they're trust fund kids, but they're good kids because I'm the one badgering them this stuff all the time, right?
Yeah.
But it's always that third generation is the one that, I'll be dead by that time and I don't have influence. And if I don't teach my kids the right things of alternative investing, taxes, these legal stuff and investing in alternative investments, they're not going to be equipped with the knowledge, which is, I think, the most important thing, these alternative investing skills to teach their kids. So, that's where they're going to give their kids everything that they want because I gave them a boatload of money to do it. And that's why 90% of wealth leaves families in 2 to 3 generations. So you may not care about that, but it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah. No, I've heard stories talking to friends that they've seen their families go through similar things, and yeah, I totally know what you're talking about. Well, I know we're running out of time on your end, so thank you so much, Lane, for sharing your story and for your advice on pursuing an engineering career. And I really appreciate your time, and I look forward to staying connected with you.
Yeah, yeah. If yeah, email address lane at thewealthelevator.com if anybody wants to reach out, need some help.
All right. Thank you so much,
I'm
Lane.
not complaining, nah, I'm not complaining. My thoughts get complicated, I cannot explain in layman's. Never losing focus because I ain't chasing payments. Still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries, thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify, they put me on the station.